Hello, and welcome back to Beering in Mind Beer Reviews. And we are in the middle of a series of beers from Shiga Kogen Brewery, and they are located in Nagano Prefecture, which is a prefecture in eastern Japan. It's a landlocked prefecture with lots of mountains and lots of snow. It's famous as a kind of winter playground for skiers and snowboarders and so forth. And there are also a number of breweries, good breweries up in that area too, as well. And Shiga Kogen is one of them. And to my mind, they are one of the best brewers in Japan of beer. The beer we're going to look at today is called Shiga Kogen House IPA. Now it's not just an IPA, it's an imperial or a double IPA. And it has 8% alcohol content by volume and 95 IBUs. And this beer was, for me, when Shiga Kogen really made their presence known in Japan. They'd been around for a few years. They started in 2003 and began brewing and distributing in 2004. But not until this beer came out, this one really made an impression on me and I think a number of other beer drinkers around Japan. So Shiga Kogen is actually part of a family-owned sake brewery called Tamamura-Honten. And this sake brewery has been in place since 1805 in the same location. And they have branched out into craft beer, as have many sake brewers in Japan, because sake sales are declining, and beer is young and trendy, or trendy among young people. Shiga Kogen Brewery also grows a lot of their own ingredients, especially hops. They claim to use 20% of the hops that they use are homegrown. And in some of their beers, for example, the Yamabushi barrel-aged series, they use 100% of their own homegrown hops. The best-known one is called Shinshu Wase hop. Shinshu is the old name for Nagano Prefecture area. And they sponsor a beer festival every year called Snow Monkey Beer Live. In this part of Japan, there are monkeys, in winter, they like to congregate in hot spring pools, and so you may see them there. I've seen them running across fields, farmers' fields, in the summertime. And there's also a tap room where you can try a variety of Shiga Kogen beers, mostly regular beers, sometimes new releases, and that's called the Teppa room. And that's right next to the brewery. Actually, it's part of the brewery. They have a restaurant bar called the Farmhouse, and I tried to go there once when I was there, but it was closed. And a sake brewery, a museum of sake brewing techniques and history as well. So they're well entrenched in the sake and beer business in Japan. But today we're going to focus on this beer here. Again, Shiga Kogen House IPA. 8%, 95 IBU. Some people say that once you get over around 100 IBU, which is International Bittering Units, or a measure of the aroma. I'm sorry, not the aroma, the hop bittering element of a hop flower. Your tongue really can't register it, and I don't know if that's true or not. But in any case, 95 IBU is really getting up there. This beer has 110 ratings on RateBeer, an average score of 3.71, and a percentile score of 94 for all beers, and a score of 78% for its style, which is double IPA. Okay. So, what do you say? We give this a go. Okay, so it pours out a pretty typical, clear, maybe light coppery blonde with a even less than half a finger of head. Not too much lacing. Any carbonation? Not readily apparent here. I kind of detect a single stream of carbonation rising from the center of the glass. Let's try the aroma. Woo. Very, very stinky hop. Very earthy. Manure, perhaps. Dirt. It's like crawling through a barn. Pine. A lot of citrus, grapefruity, kind of citrus zesty sort of thing. Some tropical fruit, perhaps mango. Flavor. Starts out quite sweet, but then it goes right away to the hops, which are both piney and citrusy, I think. Citrus comes through, pine waits a little bit, but it's there. Maybe something like apricot. Kind of a dash of honey. This beer is made with 100% Maris Otter malt, which is a very famous British malt. Another brewery called Baird Brewery in Japan uses Maris Otter in just about all their beers. So this one has a very, very malty kind of malt presence, and the aftertaste is very sustained bitterness. So this is a substantial double IPA. It's not the biggest hop bomb on the block, that's for sure, but it's pretty darn good. So this is a very balanced kind of double IPA. Double IPAs tend to be overwhelming in one way or the other, maltiness or bitterness, and this one is fairly balanced. It's kind of frisky, very tasty, really. I used to say that this was a world-class beer. It may still be. It doesn't impress me as much as it did in the past, but then, you know, what beer that you had from 10 years ago does. You know, only if, you know, some really world classics will continue to impress you that way. Your palate learns, your palate moves on, you have more experience with different types of beers. So going back to a beer that you fell in love with a long time ago, you know, in any case, it's still a great beer, I think. This is Shiga Kogen House IPA. You can find this in Nagano Prefecture. I found it in a 7-Eleven not far from the brewery itself. So please pick up a bottle of this, give it a try. Really one of the best breweries in Japan, Shiga Kogen Brewery. That's it for today. Bye-bye.